Do our just brief presentations tonight. I want to introduce the chair of the board of Fonkoze USA, Alex Counts, who is the president and CEO of the Grameen Foundation, and he will introduce to you some of our board members here and sort of close us. And do we want to have a little question-answer period, or maybe maybe a short opportunity for people to ask questions?
Hearing about this staircase out of poverty, it reminded me that an American corporate leader who studied microfinance about 10, 12 years ago, he thought about it, he never heard about it before, and when he started giving speeches about it, he would begin his speeches with the following line. He said, "Poverty is our common ancestor." Speaking mainly to other corporate leaders and Americans. And it really made it, right? Because in all of us, several generations ago, people were living in poverty, right? For some of us, maybe more than others. And someone in our family, if you go back, took those steps out of poverty and never looked back, right? Maybe, probably since then, it's been different levels of prosperity compared to certainly Haiti. And so what we're trying to do through Fonkoze and through this program is to accelerate this last kind of cohort of people in the world to more quickly than they could otherwise to climb that staircase and enjoy, if not prosperity, sustainability and stable subsistence. So that's what we're about fundamentally. We're very pleased to be here in Richmond. And I want to, first of all, before I introduce the full board, I want to draw your attention to Neil Walsh. Where's Neil? Neil Walsh is our local board member and our host board member. We've been meeting all day, and we'll be meeting all day tomorrow to chart the pathway forward for Fonkoze USA. For those of you who are heavily involved with us, we have a lot of exciting things coming. For those of you not heavily involved with us, and I want to just take a moment. Can I just have our entire board and honorary board who are here just raise their hands and just welcome? We're really loving being part of this, taking advantage of Southern hospitality. I had heard we choose where we have board meetings. Every other year in the spring we go to Haiti, and we were here in Haiti last March. But then we rotate around the country. Cities that seem to be really excited about Haiti, about Fonkoze, and I can't remember, Leigh, whether it was 6 months ago or 12 months ago we said Richmond. And I just heard that there was a lot of great energy around Fonkoze and Haiti in this area. So we said, let's do it in Richmond. And then about, I don't know, it seems like 4 months ago, I was coming down here to visit with my friend and teacher, John Anderson, who was here in a hospital, and visiting him. And John was part of the team that developed one of the key strategic plans as an advisor to the leadership of Fonkoze maybe 5 years ago. And then I went down the road and I heard there was this woman who was very excited about Haiti, Laura Wright. And it was so literally about 2 miles from the hospital where John was in, and I saw, okay, I can see Richmond is going to be a wild ride. This is a good place for us to be. So I thank all of you who've been part of setting the stage and hosting us here. We're so pleased. Before I do one final thing, which is I want to take a moment to honor 2 board members who are leaving our board, who've made enormous contributions. I want to say that the earthquake, was basically my initiation as chairman of Fonkoze USA. And I had all these good plans when I was elected last October, November, about a year ago. And all those plans, like all the plans for Haiti, went out the window in a matter of a few hours. And it was 8 weeks after the earthquake, we had our board meeting in Haiti, which was planned months before. We wondered whether we should have it. We decided to have it. And while people were working extremely hard, doing enormous Herculean tasks to get it, it was clear that the team in Haiti were still kind of, using a sports analogy, playing defense. Still trying to just kind of get back to where they could, and not even where they were before the earthquake, but just getting back to some place where they could kind of stand stable. And yet, what I noticed is it was about 2-3 months later, I saw the team and being on the conference calls, that the team started to be playing offense, right? Started to be talking about, with real optimism, about where Fonkoze was going, in what ways the organization was stronger than it had ever been, and how it was going to be even stronger still. And so seeing that, I mean, it was maybe easy to kind of emotionally distance oneself and be optimistic sitting in Fonkoze USA in the US, but to hear that coming over the phone from Haiti was deeply inspirational. And that has only gained momentum since, I'd say, last June, July, when that shift occurred. And so we're only going to go further along that pathway now, although of course there'll be many setbacks along the way. So if you all, the guests, if you will indulge us for a moment, I want to take a moment to acknowledge 2 long-serving board members, Gary and Mary Becker. Mary was the chairman of the board for 6 or...
Chairwoman.
Chairwoman? Chairperson. Chairlady. There's Mary, my gosh. Mary was the chair of the board up until I took over last October. Gary is the treasurer as of until tomorrow, handing over that responsibility to a new member. And I paid my tribute to them today at the opening of our board meeting. I'll just say that they're enormously generous financially with their time, with their intelligence, with their contacts, with their relationships, and they've taught me an awful lot about the integration of, as I said this morning to the board, between social justice and religious faith. That for me had lived as 2 separate tracks, and they really showed me how those could have a great synergy amongst them. So they've taught all of us many things. I want to, before we give them a small gift, I want to invite a couple of my colleagues to just say a few words about what it's been like to work with Mary and Gary these past 9 years. And so